The Footprints Conversations series feature discussions and insights from accomplished workplace and marketplace leaders and their experiences on key leadership principles. As believers, we are supposed to practice these biblical leadership principles in our workplace and marketplace to help us fulfill our calling. This week's Footprints Conversations focuses on before the promotion. Every worker desires to be promoted at some point in his or her professional career. What should we do before the promotion comes? What should our focus be for the promotion? How do we prepare ourselves in order to be capable to deliver when the timing of the Lord comes for the promotion? We are honored to have Vice President Mordecai with us to help us address these questions with his own experience. Please let's welcome VP to the Footprints Conversations.
My greetings to your audience. I'm honored to be back to the Footprints Conversations.
Your foster daughter, First Lady Esther, kept emphasizing on the Footprints Conversations for the past 2 weeks how you started your career as a gateman. That aroused our interests, and we realized upon our further research that you were a foreigner and ended up becoming second in command only to the king. In contemporary terms, you were like the vice president. How did you do that?
I wish I did that, but it was neither my efforts, skills, or network that got me there. What I will like to say from the onset is that, as a believer, you may be a gateman today, but your Lord sees you as a vice president. Your Lord sees you from your future and not your present. That is why you need to be in tune with Him to take you to that future and expected end.
So, if I am a gateman or someone in a lower position today, what should I do in order to enter the promotion the Lord has purposed for the future?
You need to work with the understanding and conviction that promotion comes from your Lord, so you work with diligence, commitment, and effectiveness to your Lord. You go beyond what you are required by your boss or the organization, even if they do not recognize your efforts and accomplishments. Promotion comes from your Lord and not your boss.
Yes. Promotion is from the Lord. He exalts and He brings down. I guess it's Psalm 75 verse 6-7. But your boss will be the one to make the decision for your promotion, so can we say that you should focus on your boss too?
If you work with the Lord in focus, you will exceed the expectations of your boss. Let me note that some bosses may not appreciate whatever you do even when you exceed their expectations, but know that your boss is human. He or she could be transferred, go on retirement, go on prolonged sick leave, or even pass away. Your Lord will not.
And let me add that, sometimes your Lord may not even promote you in your current organization, but in a different organization. He may even open an avenue for you to have your own organization that may be more rewarding than what you would have achieved in your current organization. Be faithful where you are now, and the promotion will come.
You touched on something very important. Bosses or superiors who may be difficult to work with, and who may not even recognize or appreciate your hard work. How do you deal with such superiors?
I had a thought time with Haman, who was the vice president when I was a gateman.
Wow, he was a VP and you were a gateman. That's like the elephant and an ant. Did he trample on you?
Haman did more than trample on me. He actually made gallows for my neck to hang me. Let me say that bosses or superiors like Haman who got to higher positions through manipulations, bootlicking, greasing palms, bribery, and even selling their souls to shrines, secret societies, and occultic powers think that they are of more value than anyone below them. These are bosses and superiors whose values are all in their position, and they could be very dangerous.
This is very sad. So if the value of the boss or the superior is tied to the position, what happens to their value the day they retire from that position?
Yes, it's very sad. That is why, as a believer, the Lord wants you to focus on Him and not the position. When you focus on Him, your value would be tied to Him and not to the position. My value when I was a gateman was the same when I became the vice president and after my position. As a believer, your position should rather be an avenue of ministry and not prominence. When you have this mindset, even when you retire, your value would not diminish.
Thank you for this insight. So we should consider the promotion as an avenue and platform for ministry and not prominence. Right.
You are right. If you have this understanding, there is no way the Lord will not open the door for your promotion, because He knows you are going to use the position to impact lives but not to boss on people and treat your subordinates as if they are nothing. I understood the purpose of promotion, so when I became a vice president, I knew I was there to impact lives. I wasn't there to feel and act as the most important.
Thank you so much, VP. It is unfortunate that some believers have bowed to secret societies, shrines, and other powers for the sake of promotion. What advice would you have for someone in the audience thinking about resorting to these means for promotion?
I will say again, promotion comes from your Lord. You should know that you will miss the opportunity for a very fulfilling career. I mean real fulfillment, not the transient fulfillment. Know that there are greater things beyond the paycheck, power, privilege, and status that comes with a position. So don't sell your soul for the position. Your Lord could give you more than these when the promotion comes from Him.
Yes, VP. That got me thinking. If you sell your soul for that position, what will you do when you come on retirement? What fulfillment will you have when you have so many buildings but bedridden or sleeping on a small hospital bed? What enjoyment will you have when your teeth are all gone or could not enjoy a meal because of sickness? VP, this is why we would appreciate your availability next week to help us to understand with your experience what we should do after the promotion. Please let's show VP Mordecai our appreciation. If this Footprints conversation has been a blessing to you, pass it on to be a blessing to others. Are you a believer committed to fulfilling your professional calling at your workplace and marketplace? We have several resources to help you do that. Just subscribe at the YouTube channel for you to receive new resources we create every week. If you have creative arts talents too, get in touch and let us yield it to the Lord to use it to impact lives for His glory.